There are dozens and dozens of books available online. Out of all the options available, which ones should you really read? Today, I'm going to be talking about 10 books that you must read and will change your life. I have categorized this entire list into three types: a mindset, success, and finance. So let's get into the first category of today's video, which is mindset. The first book that I want to recommend in this category is The Four Agreements by Don Miguel Ruiz. Now, this is a book that I read 4 years back and also got me into reading. As you can see, it's a very small book. Now, this book talks about the four main agreements. Be impeccable with your word, do not take anything personally, do not make assumptions, and always do your best. Out of these four agreements, at least 2 to 3 agreements I do think about on a daily basis. This book teaches you how to be mindful with your words and also not take things personally in life. Many a times we are bound to take things personally even though it's not intended towards us. Reading this book will help you to not go on that direction and will help you always give your best. The next book in this category is The Mountain Is You by Brianna West. I read this book a couple of years back. This book has taught me a lot of things about life. Now, everything in life can be trained, and so is your mind. This book teaches you how to train your mind, understand your main needs, and how to build a life that serves them. When we realize what our core needs are, that's when we understand why we take certain decisions in life, and understanding the root cause behind it is very beneficial so that you take mindful actions in your life. Another thing this book talks about is to seek risky opportunities and not be comfortable where you are, because nothing grows out of your comfort zone, and that's when you're going to grow and evolve in your life. The next book in this category is 101 Essays That Will Change the Way You Think by Brianna West. Our thought process and the underlying beliefs are in a certain way because of certain conditions or certain circumstances that has happened in the past, due to which we are bound to be more aware before taking such similar actions or decisions in our lives. And hence we can say that our personal history often determines the way we think and the way we perceive the world, and therefore being self-aware and mindful is very important, as the decisions that we make in our lives need to be neutral and not biased due to our previous experiences. So the chapters in this book are in the form of short essays, and each essay is about 2 to 4 pages, and it deals with a variety of topic which would help you improve your life. The next book in today's video is The Power of Now by Eckhart Tolle. The author specifically mentions that an individual needs to be aware of the present scenario or the present, and not to worry much about things that have happened in the past or the things that are going to happen in future. We cannot change anything that has happened in the past, and we also don't have an exact idea of how our future is going to be like. Both of these things are not under our control, so it doesn't make sense to worry about that, right? The next book in this category is Things You See Only When You Slow Down by Henim Sunim. In this fast paced world, we are always chasing something or the other, and we often forget to take a break, to reflect, or even to slow ourselves down. This book is a good reminder for that. And what happens is, when you actually try to slow yourself down, we start valuing the smallest things in life and try to find happiness in those things as well. This book also helps us learn to take things one step at a time. The next category is success. The first book that I want to talk about in this segment is The Atomic Habits by James Clear. I'm very sure that most of you all have already heard about it at some or the other point of time. Now, this book, as the name says, focuses on habits. It's like a guide on how to change your habits and get 1% better every day. Now, when we plan on starting a habit, we start from level 0, and within few weeks or months we expect ourselves to be master at it, but unfortunately that's not the case. Now habits really matter because they help you become the person that you really wish to be. The author also tells his story and his past experiences on how he has built his habits, and real life scenarios about successful people and people in sports, and what are their strategies in terms of building habits. The second book in this category is How to Win Friends and Influence People by Dale Carnegie. This book mainly focuses on communication skills. It emphasizes on the fact on how to be a good listener, how to turn your arguments into discussions. It also talks about how to respond rather than react when people are talking about something. Now, most of the times when we have a conversation, we always only keep our point of view in mind and fail to keep the point of view of the other person, due to which there can be communication bias. Now, it's very important to understand your point of view and also the other person's point of view, which would actually help to have a great communication. And after learning and implementing all the points that the author has mentioned in the book, you will be able to handle complaints more effectively and deal with scenarios in much calmer way. In the end, you will be able to handle relationships and be good in communication, and also avoid any sorts of arguments or miscommunications. Coming on to the last category in today's video, the first book that I want to recommend in this category is Rich Dad Poor Dad by Robert Kiyosaki. This book has a lot of wisdom in terms of financial literacy, and also lets us know that our main focus has to be on assets and not liabilities. The need of getting a financial education. This book also has charts and diagrams that explains us on assets, liabilities, taxes, income statements, etc. And definitely it talks about how our mind is the most valuable asset. The second book that I want to talk about is The Psychology of Money. This book actually blew my mind because it deep dives into the psychology of a human brain and how human brain is wired when it comes about money, and what are the common beliefs that people have in terms of money. And the author also challenges those beliefs, and he also draws a connection about wealth and happiness, and what are the things that we can do in terms of maintaining a right balance between the both. The last book that I want to talk in this category is You Are a Badass at Making Money by Jen Sincero. Now, whenever we talk about money, the most important factor is to always have a financial plan, finance related goals set in your mind. Having specific money goals will give you specific results. Many people also have a fear factor towards money. Having a good relationship with money in terms of proper saving techniques, your spending habits will help you realize your full financial potential. Developing a positive mindset towards money and growth is something that has been talked about in this book. All the books mentioned in today's video have changed my life in a great way, and I hope that they will change your life as well. I'm starting a new series related to mindset and self-help, and if these are the topics that interests you, then make sure that you subscribe to my channel, and I'll be posting content related to these topics as well. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in my next video. Bye bye.